In each of your goodie bags, you got a pair of shoe soles. These are great for sandals or slippers, but they're a little tight for shoes. We are going to make another pair that is bigger, but at this time, this is what we have. There were all kinds of colors that went out, and they're really fun to play with. Okay, so in your bag, you also got a piece of pleather, and on the website, let me put this behind it. On the website, you will find the pattern to cut out the left and right. Do not cut this out wrong. You need to do a left and a right shoe so that they fit inside of your shoe soles. Now you may have to do some trimming after you cut it out, or mark it only with pencil. Do not use a pen, because should you get a little mark right here of pin when you cut it out, and that should, by some problem, come up against your doll's foot, it could stain it. Pencil only. So what we're going to do is, you can use ribbon, any size ribbon you like, to make the little sandals or slippers. These are for the sewing contest, and that's how I'm going to show you to do this. And you can use any kind of fabric you want to make these little shoes. This is for the sewing contest, and what you want is your print. You don't want your cats all crooked, so that, let me show you an example, so that all that's showing is feet and not, the heads are cut off and that. So you want to plan your piece of fabric. What we're going to do first of all is, this is a 2x4 piece of fabric. If you have directional fabric, you want that cut correctly. And the first thing we're going to do is take this to the sewing machine and just put a seam in here, and then I go back over it with zigzag because of this phrase, and when you turn it inside out, you'll have less fraying if you zigzag after you put your first seam in. Darren asked a very good question, and I should clarify. Everybody got a pair of shoe soles in their goodie bag. The sewing contest also has a kit for the sewing, and they got an additional pair to use for the sewing contest. So that was a very good question. All right, so here's what you're going to have. You can see I did my stitch, and I meant to tell you to knot both ends so that it doesn't pull apart as you turn this inside out. And then I finished my edge with a zigzag. You can do this two ways. You can use a safety pin, and when I do, I go along the seam. Kind of got that funny there. Let me turn this better. I go down a little ways, and then what you're going to do is feed your pin down through the bottom, turning your top edge as you get started. This is not as nice and neat as the second technique I'm going to show you, but not everybody has these long tweezers. But most people have a, come on, there we go. Most people have a safety pin, and just kind of pinch that up as you go and pull. Pull the edge, keep that going, pull your safety pin out the bottom, and as you do that, fold your fabric upward and pull. And that turns it inside out. You can iron your fabric. I'm not going to. I'm going to finger press my fabric. I'll show you what I mean. And because you pull it so tight on the foot so that it's a good fit, let's see, your dogs are, you probably use this piece right here, and your dogs are lined up and ready to make a slipper. Now the other way you can do it is a long pair of tweezers. Feed your tweezers in, grab your seam, tuck that into your tweezers, hold tight. Then you pull this back. Ugh, my bare paws aren't going to cooperate now. Turn your end over. And it does take a little bit of hand strength. I don't have any more. You'd already have this turned inside out if you're younger. For those of us that are older, it takes a second. And you just pull, simply pull. And you can see I'm having all kinds of trouble this morning. Now, normally, this comes right out for me. Well, I kind of let go as it went. There we go. Now, then you take your tweezers, turn that all the way up. Then you take your tweezers pushing in the other direction and straighten your fabric out. And then again, finger press. And you have a matching pair here. At this point, so you want the bottom of your dog you want these to look pretty much the same. I'm not going to say identical. Some of you will get identical. You know what? I need a pair of scissors. But let me show you this before I go get those. Your slippers should fit. Your slippers should fit so that they don't come off when you pick your doll up. You need a nice tight fit with that. Let me get the scissors. This is how I do it. You can use any kind of glue you want. I use a hot glue gun. Let's move her over. Move over, Oceana. Hang on to your little bag. There you go. I put one foot up. Which color was I using? Tan. We are on tan. That's not what I want. I want these. You want your pleather side against the foot. And you measure with your eyes that this is going to be in the shoe with the toe and everything. Can you see how everything is covered? The heel and the toes are covered. And then we want our dogs right in the, let's see if I can show you that. And you want it just behind the toes. And what you're going to do is with 6 hands, figure this all out, and then trim. Do not use your best scissors, but use good scissors. You don't want your best scissors because here in a minute we're going to have the glue gun going. And I don't know about you, but I'm a mess with the glue gun. Okay, we want to wrap that over and re-look at it. We want to reline that up so that the dogs are correct. And then we want to add hot glue all the way over to the edge. Watch out, do not get this on your doll. Then we want to say, oh, where did that go again? Okay, it goes like this. Make sure your dogs are in the correct position. Make sure you're under that little toe. Press that down. Got that a little bit forward. I think it's going to be all right, but it is a little bit forward. All right, then you want to pull tight, and I mean really, really snug. Cut your fabric. Glue down the other side, all the way over to the side of your shoe insole. Push this forward, yank this back. Pretty tight. Okay? Oh, it's stuck to my finger, but that's good. It didn't stick to her foot. I told you I'm a mess with glue gun. Okay, and then you check your foot. Yeah, I've got that a little bit forward, but you get the idea. Pull it off the foot. Make sure you have the correct shoe sole, that your toe is correct in the shoe sole. And then I always put the glue on this side, taking it all the way out to the side, especially where it fits across the doll. And I always say when I do crafts, be sure to have another stick of glue waiting, and I didn't this time. Okay, so here we go, all the way down, all the way up, a good amount, and set that inside of the shoe properly. Push down. Put your thumb in and push underneath the straps really well. Take it all the way over, push it down. See, I'm a mess with the glue gun. I'm sure yours looks better. And there you have it. That's your first shoe. Let's put that back on her foot. It will be, you know what, I'm going to let that dry just a second, because fortunately, when they fit the doll correctly, you do have to kind of wiggle them on to the doll's foot, but they won't fall off. Well, if I have this one right, it won't. All right, so there's her shoe. Push it back a little bit, and watch this. It stays on the doll's foot. And then you just do that again, matching your slippers.